What's happening, brothers and sisters? It's just a small segment. Remember I said that I was gonna have Lord Lamont play his guitar, and we are gonna get into the show. And hold on, still got it. Not yet, not yet. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but Lord Lamont, welcome, Lord Lamont, too.
Hey,
Yeah, we are gonna get
happy
into a
Valentine's
show.
Day.
Yep, say that again, Lord
Happy
Lamont.
Valentine's Day,
Yep,
everybody.
happy Valentine's Day to the ladies out there, the mothers, the aunts, the sisters, girlfriends, wives. But this is a segment from Lord Lamont. He plays the guitar. Remember, I said I got children that play the instruments. Then we're gonna get into the show. But Lord Lamont, do your thing. Y'all hear him play on the guitar. I might sing to it or something, but we'll see how it go. All right, let's get it. Guitar from Lord Lamont.
Yeah. All right, you just want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. Y'all hear that? That's Lord Lamont. Yeah. Yeah. Play pretty good, don't he? Wow. I never actually heard him play. Y'all hear that? Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the beautiful thing about music. Make a song right up on the spot. Ain't gotta think it's hot. It come from the soul. End up doing it a lot. Lord Lamont played a guitar. It made it real far. And everybody there hear him play sound like a star. Lord Lamont. Y'all hear that? All right. And he been doing this since he was 15?
Yeah. That's just something.
Oh, wow.
Except this guitar is weird because it's not supposed to like do that. Or like.
But it's still
like
good.
Where is that?
It's raw.
Right there. You see?
Oh, okay.
When I was trying to hit that note and it, like when
Oh, wow.
there's like one of these frets is messed up or something.
I see. That's okay. You still doing good. Self-taught, brothers and sisters. Tell them how long it took you, Lord Lamont, to perfect
Really,
that.
like I don't know.
You say 5 years to really get it? Didn't you say
3-4 years, but it would have took 2 or 1
that? Oh, okay.
if I would have really.
Because life got in the way and you didn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
see
I
those
got you. I
last
got
2
you.
years, I was like a starving artist,
Oh.
like literally
okay.
living off my guitar. So I was playing guitar sometimes for fucking like 20 hours at a time.
Wow.
I was like, I had in my old guitar, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Mona. It was a Taylor 214 CE
Wow.
with a bunch of stickers on it, dude. There's pictures of it on my Instagram.
Oh, wow.
It got stolen when I first moved here out of my car.
Yeah,
I had
I
that the
remember that.
whole time.
Wow.
What the fuck? I had that the whole time
Wow.
that I was like on the whatever,
Right.
and in trouble,
Right.
and
Dang.
traveling the country and stuff like that.
They messed around and met the wrong person. And
Right, and then went through all of this hardship, and then the whole time I'm like, yeah, guitar is gonna get me through it, man. I'll
Right,
survive
right.
off my guitar. Watch,
Wow.
blood, sweat, and tears in my guitar for when I was at MATC
Right.
taking a class before COVID.
Wow. I
Somebody
went to
busted
MATC
my
too.
window and took my guitar out
Damn.
of the back seat of
Damn. You should have kept it in the trunk.
at the time. The trunk was full. We had gotten in that argument, remember? This was right after I was like, fuck you,
wow.
Dad. I'll fucking leave then. Remember?
Well,
So,
I don't want
yeah.
to. Yeah.
That was such a shitty week for me. It was one bad thing.
Oh well. We hear that's a learning lesson thing. It's over with now. We here now. Look, here we are.
Exactly. That's the way I look at it now, like.
Yeah. So take us out so we can get to this show. Lead us off with some more guitar
Hell
playing.
yeah.
I love that raw sound. It's nice to hear that. Don't take you long to get into your zone either. What? Yeah. EBX LAMONT. Yeah. Wanna break that rhyme and to make us shine and to make it show when we do this that we doing fine. Spectacular and one of a kind. And we can do this living in the world creative design. Go. All right, brothers and sisters, just wanted to give a little sample. Thank you, Lord Lamont. Yep, and we'll have more of that. We're gonna have freestyles too, but y'all had to hear him.
Wanted to debut some like music, other music
and,
shit too.
And you see when he's playing that guitar, it brought up a little pain and passion in there. You see that? That's the good thing about music, because like I said, music is like emotion. You gotta deal with it all.
You know, the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, damn, after that fucking story I just told, I hope people aren't like, well,
no, because you real.
That's all you learned from that?
No, that's part of what you learned. That's part of what you learned from that. That's just a part of it.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just me just like, I don't know, just like talking about my ego.
So, yeah. And that's beautiful, because everything goes into music. Pain, love, happy, sad, it all goes into music. But that's what makes it authentic and make it beautiful. Yeah. Right. All right, we're going to get you this show, so hold that thought, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, to my generals, salute. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, it's all about the mental health. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, you gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, EBX, salute. I'm here to give insight and never go out this life without a fight. Don't give a damn, a man, what it look like. I keep on going, a must, I do right. A soul with the benefits of this life. I'm no longer a misfit, it feels nice. A good vibe, I'm on this song. One's calling down protection from the great divine zone. Gotta wanna help yourself.
What's up, brothers and sisters? General, salute. Man, to those who just riding along with the brother, I appreciate you. Forgive me if that mic was a little too loud. And salute. Yep, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view. I salute you and thank you. And like the song go, it's all about the mental health at the end of the day. And so thank those that's been riding along, and I appreciate you. And always call down that great protection for our families, for ourselves. All of us, actually, for ourselves and from ourselves, so we never ever become our own worst enemy. And as you can see on the banner and or thumbnail, this is why we meditate. Take a moment and breathe. That's why I got the ambiance nature on the banner. And welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion, thus Nature Podcast and ambiance, something to relax our mind. And meditation is a must, spell breakers. We must meditate. And meditation, we're gonna get into a little bit of it. Not that none of us know what meditation is, but meditation is more than just sitting somewhere Indian style. Meditation is going into deep thought of one's mind and dealing with any challenge that needs to be dealt with, whether it's personal, family, life, anything that's vital. That's what we go into meditation for. Now again, folks, remember, I'm learning too. It was a time I didn't even think about these kinds of things, but some things I researched on my own, and some things I've learned from other warriors that great divine bring along our path sometimes, like our wonderful ancestors that I honor, brother and sister. Man, that fought so very hard through tooth and nail to get many of us in that divine foundation we're on. We're all on different journeys. None of us are perfect, but if we are upright human being and we alive and breathing, guess what? We back to conquer another day, another year, another decade, as I love to say. Got to speak good things into existence, you know. Care what we going through. Fuck that, you know. Be the best of ourselves at all times, you know, even when we not feeling 100%, so to speak. But we always study to maintain that wholeness or peace, because it's a beautiful thing to have, but it takes development, practice, again, studying to maintain it. Because, you know, Great Divine has called many of us to be warriors and generals, whether a brother or sister or in our families. And I'm going to stay that, you know, one has to, you know, because when we care about our behavior, we will be a superhero of our own realm. Remember, there's a physical one and a spiritual one. I speak on that a lot. And I spoke on that when I was speaking on Kanye, the breakdown on Kanye. I kind of been studying Kanye. So I spoke on be the hero of our realm. I'll put that in the end screen. And in the intro, I played it before, was Lord Lamont. Salute. His guitar he played in the beginning of a video called Conquer Our Life. And I'll put that in the end screen. And it shows on the banner a video, like a rotating video of the road leading somewhere, how we stay on that path and let nothing knock us off. No devil in hell can knock off a righteous soldier, warrior, then general. Real talk. Salute, especially those who've been conquering this planet for a long time. Mentally, physically, say it together, folks, and we conquer it spiritually. But it takes practice. Sometimes it can take a lifetime. It takes staying away from things, social media, thus the media, you know, fighting things in our own psyche. I too have challenges, but you know, we know what to do. That's what brought me to this podcast today. Every now and then, brothers and sisters, take a moment and breathe, you know. And I wake up every morning because I stay on the second floor, so I don't know if it has anything with me being up a little higher, but I hear birds chirping every morning, and it's a beautiful sound to hear. And that's what makes for a beautiful day. And it's good for the psyche, you know, having ambiance like I got on the banner. And so we just chilling. So welcome to E's House of Nature or Ambiance. And I got the same thing on the big screen right in front of me. Sometimes I have African footage in front of me, real African footage, not AI. Or I have an ambiance in front of me. You know, we got to be righteous visionaries in this life and think things into existence as well as speak them into existence. No doubt, worry, or fear at all. Never, you know. There's always a way. There's always a solution. You know, never be the problem. Always be the solution. You know, whatever battle we have within ourselves, fight it. You know, whatever it is. We're all on different journeys, but what's in that heart is what matters. And again, take a moment and breathe from time to time, like stopping and smelling the roses. You know, stop at that park. You know, one is fortunate to be by a park, open field, especially on a beautiful day. Stop for a minute and get a grasp on life and just appreciate that we in nature today, because some has lost their lives or had their lives taken too early, you know, and some that left this planet, it could have been prevented, you know, and this goes for me too now. Remember, everything I say is also for me. That's why you hear me say from time to time, leader and teacher with a student spirit, because I love learning, you know, hearing truths about myself, even truths that's hard. You know, that's something me and Lord Lamont spoke on. I don't care. I'll take it. If it does touch it's supposed to touch a nerve, you know. That's what real truth and hard truth is all about. We can't always expect things to be positive and feel good all the time. That's not going to develop us. That's not going to make us grow. And it's not going to make us see deep into the core of ourselves. And again, folks, that's me too, you know, because I have to keep myself right, you know, to carry out what Great Divine wants me to do, as well as others, you know. And it is different strokes and different folks, like I said, whether you're in the physical world or you're seeking to be in that spiritual world, you know. So be as disciplined as we possibly can, and great things will come automatically. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But there's certain things we have to do to maintain stability in one's mental. Like I said in the other part of the intro, you know, it's all about the mental health at the end of the day. That's what we do these things for, not clicks, not views. It's good to get those things, but as I said before, and I say it again, it's not how many views we get. It's not how many subscribers. It's who's viewing
and who's subscribers. If we can get that in our mind and not give a fuck about attention and just live natural in this life, I'm telling you, life will be a breeze. Then we will see challenges that much more better. Things become more visual when we're not blocked or hindered by things we see on the outside. It can take practice though, because it took practice for me. Like I've said, I graduated from this social media shit a long time ago. Now I move on divine time, not man time, not even my time a lot of the times. Because as I said before, I say it again. When that great divine tell me to speak, I speak. When that great divine tell me to shut up, I shut up. But keep a heart and a mind and a soul of steel. STEEL, STILL. Again, you hear me say that from time to time, brothers and sisters. And must meditate, spell breakers. Again, meditation is just a place of going into deep thought, practicing it on a daily basis, especially when we start our day. I always say good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one is in. We can meditate anywhere, Like I said, I meditate when I'm driving. That's when I have my deepest thoughts for some reason. When I'm driving, or of course at home, create an environment, or if we're fortunate, be in an environment where we can have clean thinking and get to the core of our soul and get to things that we need to correct about ourselves and put the spotlight on. Of course, like we all say, never ever lie to ourselves. Danger, danger, danger. Again, that's for me. And that's what helped us develop becoming a hero of our spiritual realm. And as I say, the core starts with ourselves, children, family, significant other, and brothers and sisters are all included in that realm. I'm speaking on individuals we deem righteous and those we care for or that we're connected to, that realm, And if we have practice on vigilance and our awareness is heightened, we know what the enemies of that realm is. We don't have to worry ourselves about it or concern ourselves with it. Lock on to the things that keep us breathing and meditating and staying whole and staying real in this life, because we'll just love ourselves and thank ourselves later as well as others we are connected to in this loving circle that we create. Like I said, we got to create peace, take peace, make peace, righteously. Let nothing in this life break our wholeness that it took our whole life to build or get or come upon or grow. Because again, it can be it's very challenging for some of us to, some it's a breeze, because a lot of us, again, that's been on this planet for a while, we've practiced so long. It's seventh nature to us. But that's why those of us that have experienced life and conquered and blazed through fires, Great Divine has deemed us teachers. We can teach experiences to help someone else to dodge things and not go through things we had to. We in the age of information. We're running out of excuses if we're healthy, mind, body, and soul, no handicaps, and we're healthy, we're a healthy human being. There is no excuses, either do good or do bad. It's that simple, And again, it's not being this holier than thou person. It's just living a good life. And we meditate, we will be able to breathe. So every so often, take a moment and breathe, and slow things down. Assess and reset, I like to say. And again, salute to Lord Lamont for that guitar in the intro. And again, salute to my son Ethan for the French horn he plays in his band. And from time to time, I'll play in the intro. What he played was, remember, it was the African jungle theme that he played with his classmates, his peers. I won't say classmates because not all of them in the band were from his classroom. I would say his peers he go to school with. So, and I love that sound. And again, it's a sound of celebration. It's all kinds of instruments in the intro. And I played it on the last podcast. I spoke on the history and the power of the African drum. And I played it in the intro in there. And I outro. And I just spoke on the drum. And I played a couple songs I made that had the drum in it. Because the African drum was very, very powerful. And that's another thing about meditating. Why we must meditate, because that's where our inventions stem from, our ideas, solutions, fighting battles. So it's all kinds of things that tie in to meditation. Now, like the martial artists do, we can do it that way too, where we sit Indian style and we close our eyes and we have our hands off to the side. That's good too. Anytime we're connecting to a righteous spirit within our soul, it's always good. Just make sure we're serious about it. It helps us to see things that's hidden in ourselves, things that's hidden in our body. That's one of the ultimate reasons. Things that's hidden in our body. It may be things to keep ourselves vigilant when we go out into this world. That's another core reason why one should meditate. And of course, we're gonna have a hip hop break. I call it a stimulation hip hop break. And one song is a song I made for my kids, and it was a video I did. It was a little small little clip, and I showed a picture of my daughter, and it's called and when I'm speaking to God, it's like 3 or 4 years old, and my beliefs on certain things have changed since I made that song, but same spirit, but more firm and stronger. I don't even believe anymore. It's about knowing thyself now, because I'm out of the Christian belief stuff. I'm not into religion, but that's one's journey. I'm not talking about nobody. Everybody's journey is different, but it's about getting to the core of the truth in oneself and not being triggered or led by everything on the outside. That's how we be the hero of one's realm. Now, again, getting into deep meditation helps to get to the truth of oneself. Not lying to oneself, as I said. But going back to that song I made, like I said, it was like 3-4 years old, and how I thought then is totally different than now, but same spirit, learning, seeking, ways to get better. Oh, man, it's beautiful when one is seeking that. You just get that much stronger and that much more powerful. But it was a song I made telling God that I'm thanking you. That was the name of the song. And it was for my kids and family. That's what the song was a representation for, or an honor to, I should say. And let me see, the other song, I had another song that I'll play. It's called Forge Forward. That's the second song. So that would be in the hip hop break. And of course, I got a couple summary breakdowns on why we must meditate and take a moment and just breathe from time to time. We have to slow things down, especially for my 9-to-5ers out there, because again, I work too, but it's teaching me how to not let the outside work can really teach you about not letting outside influences influence us, because we can have a mind of steel even in these workplaces. And one way I do it is I listen to music at work, if we're fortunate to, because not everybody fortunate to listen to music at work. But I always say we can have a spiritual music in our soul. Gotta learn that. And some people will think you're being mean when you're like keeping to yourself and your focus, but I'm beyond that shit. And especially now, again, we got intelligent individuals all around us. I talk to them and sometimes maybe see them online all the time. And salute to those who are intelligent and not doing ignorant shit. I salute to those, male or female. So, and on these jobs, now we can connect to some good people sometimes. But there's that other faction, that we have to ignore sometimes, because we can't let no one taint our peace at all. I don't give a fuck what it is. Let nothing in this world take away our peace that we have developed over the years, and let someone else come fucking take it away. Don't you dare. And that's to anybody listening. Don't you dare let nothing take our peace. Whatever challenge we have, deal with it. Don't care what nobody say, is what like I say, as long as we're not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else. That's everyone has a right, to live their own journey. We have to learn. Everyone has to learn on their own journey. We can teach those and guide those, but we have to let people lead their own journey. As long as they're not hurting themselves or affecting no one else. That's someone has to step in and speak on it. So that's what it's all about. And put that great divine in everything. As I said, up times, down times, but especially when things are going good. That's when we stay thankful and pay attention. Because sometimes as a human being, when things are going good, we tend to get a little, let me see, how can I put it? we tend to we lose our sharpness. We got to stay on point even when things are going good. Stay vigilant. We got to learn to have that balance. It can be challenging, but when we see the results of it, we be like, oh, that's when we'll study and practice on staying aware in one's mind. And again, not lying to ourselves. And again, folks, that's for me too, because I've learned to be a student. That's what we got to do. We got to be a student of ourselves before anything else. And then I'm telling you, great things will follow automatically. And knowing that we're human and we're going to make mistakes. But of course, when one is strong in their willpower and a righteous willpower, it'd be less mistakes or no mistakes at all. And when one is upright in their head and they got good in their heart, I mean, it'll be little stupid mistakes. Maybe sometimes it'll be funny, It depends. It always go back to the core of the person and how they think, Results. That's what we meditate for. And we take a moment and breathe for good results in our mind, body, and soul. Because that's what it's about, results. And especially if we're connected to what? Children, family, and significant other. If we care about our behavior, we care about what we do to our body and what we project out onto the world. Person, place, thing. So must meditate. It's a must. Spell breakers, I'm telling you. Especially in pivotal times in our life. And I'll give an example. Tisha, if I said her name right, Tisha Campbell. I was just listening to her speak. And I knew some of the things that she was facing, but I try not to get too involved in the celebrity gossip and the celebrity stuff. But we can use parts of it, as an example. And Tisha Campbell, I think she's a good soul. I think she's a good heart. And she endured a lot and kept a lot hidden that bothered her. See, that can tear a body down. When you're, especially when you're in the industry and you're a celeb and you have high status, it makes it even worse when you're hiding things, especially if it's dark, demonic things and it's not right. Now, I'm not going to go into detail what she spoke on because many people already know her story with her and her ex-husband and everything and the Will Smith thing and all that. Oh my God, it's unreal the things that she said she experienced. And not just her, she's just one of many celebs that experienced dark shit. So I was listening to her, and it's a prime example of when you meditate and really think about things, you'll make right decisions even in the most darkest times when it's hard, when the devil will make you think you're making a wrong decision, but when it's right. So she made a decision in her life that almost cost her career. It did kind of shake up her bank account. She put it all on the line to keep her morals intact. So I salute her for that. And anybody that's a celeb or anybody in general that won't put their morals, on the line and just sell themselves out just to hide some other dark shit that somebody else doing because they don't want to be shamed to the world. What people fail to realize, you can only hide the truth for so long. And again, that's for me too, folks. So you can only hide it for so long. And that saying, what goes on in the dark must come out in the light. That's more than just a saying. That's a principle of nature. I was going to say laws of nature, but really it's a principle of Mama Nature and that great divine. Those two forces, again, are the two most powerful forces we'll ever experience in this life. So I don't know why people, again, none of us are perfect. And a lot of us do things or have things that we have to work on and stuff, and that's for me, because I don't ever want to come off like I'm this holier than thou person. I have Lord Lamont and I, we speak on this kind of stuff all the time. We just got to know little corrections that we have to make in ourselves and deal with them the best way one can. The main thing is to be in denial and not deal with it. Even if the world don't know, deal with it, because I always say the best relationship with that divine spirit is when we're fighting battles, authentically when no one's looking, that's the best connection. Not about hiding or nothing like that. Just fighting those battles. Everybody don't have to know the battles we're fighting. I'm talking about if it's just, if you're doing something dark and demonic, that's going to come out anyway. I'm just talking about a general thing, not the dark shit. But it's going to come out anyway. So I use her as an example. And I have to commend her for having a strong spirit and we only know the stuff she told us she endured, and that was enough. I was like, wow. Because again, I don't get into the celebrity shit and all and trends and all that bullshit. I'm not into that. I've graduated from the media and social media a long time ago. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that in the end screen. I'm gonna find that video, and it was when I first began kind of like speaking, and let me see. I put that in the end screen, and what else did I say? I was gonna put something else. I said I was gonna put a discussion with me and Lord Lamont, but I think I'm gonna change that. But that podcast I made when I said I graduated, I'm gonna put that in the end screen, because that was a moment where when I seen social media for what it was, and that's when I stopped being so desperate to post and all that stuff. Now I just flow, and it's not that I'm trying to be mysterious, and it's just I just, like I said, I don't give a fuck about social media now. I have fun with it though. I like parts of it, but at the same time, I can give a fuck about this shit. Real talk. So once we get like that, then we won't be consumed and triggered by everything. We'll see stuff like, it gets like that, and that's a beautiful space to be. But love parts of it, not love, but like parts of it, and still have fun with it. It always go back to who's driving the vehicle, an analogy I gave Lord Lamont. But again, I commend Tisha Campbell, if I'm saying her name right. I hope I'm saying her name right. And I was like, wow, and I kind of forgot about that story, her story. And that's crazy, man. When a person, all they want to do is, make movies and, and show their art and, and take care of their family. And then they got to deal with all this other weird ass shit. What is with this weird ass shit in Hollywood in this industry? What the fuck is it? Why? Not everybody now, because I'm not talking about the authentic celebrities. Some of those that just happen to be a celebrity. I say like that. I'm not talking about those, the righteous ones, the authentic ones, but the toxic ones that's hiding and doing weird shit and men sleeping with each other. And what the fuck what is that shit? I mean, why is everything so fucking weird? And this acting and some of the music and man, but again, I ain't gonna get too much into that shit. Like I said, I don't get into much of this celebrity bullshit because it's toxic, it's parasitic, and it just makes you become a host. We got our own battles and some struggles that we got to deal with in our own lives. Real talk. That's the real reason we must meditate, so we can focus on what's important. But again, we pick and choose some parts of this celeb shit and use it as an example, like Tisha Campbell. I think she's a good soul. I think she's a good heart. And like Kanye and many others, like these two individuals, they just have a spirit, certain things that it just don't sit right. That's how we become. When one becomes strong in their spirit and up morally right, it's just some things just won't sit right with us. It'll make us literally sick. You know what I'm saying? So that's what dark demonic things do to those who carry that truth. I rhyme that. Wow. I didn't mean to rhyme. I tell y'all I'll be rhyming. It just won't sit right with our spirit. Like again, an example, like that's what I said I was gonna put in the end screen. That Kanye podcast I did about being a hero of our RAM. And I have to say, Tisha Campbell is a true hero of our RAM. And she literally almost lost it. Her career. She was somewhat blackballed, if I'm not mistaken. And she went broke, but it didn't kill her spirit. She maintained through it all. And I'm not going to say what she had to like pretend like she didn't know and all that shit. That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Man, her own, it reminds me of that movie, Sleeping with the Enemy. That's fucked up. When one is sleeping with the enemy, it's worse when you don't know, but it's even worse when you do know. And this individual is blackmailing you and trying to keep their dark secrets hid, but it's too late now. Just about everything we need to know about some of these celebs, it's all out. So it's really nothing you can't hide. But I kind of feel sorry for some celebs that's literally been blackmailed their whole career. Because there are celebrities, even some we know. I won't name no names because I do my little research and I see little things about some celebs I don't even mention. But a lot of popular, some of the celebs that we know and love, some of them are carrying dark secrets, and are really being blackmailed their whole career. And that's terrible, so money ain't worth that. All money ain't good money. Real talk. Just like all attention ain't good attention. So that leads me back to, I graduated from the media and or social media a long time ago. I hate to sound harsh, but fuck all this shit. I could give a damn about it. I love using it. I love creating on it. It's helped me in a lot of ways. Me being on YouTube has kind of made me a little bit more computer literate, because I'll admit I don't know that much about computers and stuff. But when you're doing the right thing, you're seeking and learning, you can almost educate yourself off this technology if you don't lose yourself in it, and so that's the good parts we draw from social media and or the media. Like I said, YouTube has actually helped me with my computer literacy, so to speak, because as I said, how I think now is totally different how I thought, years ago. My whole thinking have changed. Not that I turned into a different person. I just changed the way I think, like I always use that example from Malcolm X, rest in peace and empire. I don't know why, it just always comes up in my spirit. When a brother or a sister or a male or a female is finally thinking right, really righteously thinking right, as I always say, folks, we act right. When we righteously thinking right, we walk right, we do right. Things start falling into place, because as we all know, like Malcolm X and many others that are righteous teachers that are no longer with us or current, some of your most powerful philosophers or teachers that are brothers or sisters or male or female, I'm talking about like not taking no shit from the devil, has been through the most fires. Those who blaze through fires and has held their moral upright and not letting it get shattered are the best teachers, or one who may has come close, had a brush with death and survived, like Tracy Morgan. He had he was in a coma for 10 days. People like that, I'm telling you, have some powerful things to say and teach. So again, I commend Tisha Campbell and all those like her that wasn't taken in by dark demonic shit. It's terrible. And again, people don't even know some of these people we love, whether it's musician, artist, rapper, celeb, even politician. Some of them, their whole career is being blackmailed, and that's crazy, man. People selling their name, their own name. That's crazy. Yeah. But I ain't gonna say no names, What's in the dark will ultimately come into the light. And again, folks, that's for me too, because I work on myself every day. I'm always challenging myself. We have to challenge ourselves. And that's some advice that I love that T.I. gave. He said he don't compete against nobody. He said his top opponent is himself. He said he is his most challenging opponent is himself. And that was the most realest shit I ever heard. Because somebody was asking him about that 50 cent crap and all that crap was going on, which I didn't fucking care for. I don't like that shit. The beefing and the putting shit on the internet and going back and forth. That shit is so stupid and childish. And I'm glad T.I. pulled himself out of that. And he pulled his boys out of that. He put his family away from it. Because that's what we got to do. Because that's what evil entities that have no life and don't have shit going on and fucking miserable, they'll try to pull those who do have a life and seeking to have a greater life that are devils that are parasites will try to pull those in, because that's what misery does. We've heard the saying, misery loves company. So I'm glad T.I. got away from that. And I have to say, I used to I don't not like 50 Cent, but kind of lost a little respect for him. I don't like all that going back and forth and doing this AI generated bullshit. I like I said, I graduated from the media and the social media a long time ago. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're doing something that's immoral and just kind of childish, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not going to get a pass, when one gets to a level of awareness and or age, it's just certain things that one can't tolerate anymore. Thus, Tisha Campbell, because she dealt with a lot of shit, and the shit she told us is way beyond. Now, hearing it is one thing, but imagine seeing it through her eyes. Her own husband, the stuff that she experienced, Her ex-husband and brother Will Smith. What the fuck happened to Will Smith? What happened to that brother, man? And not just him, it's others too. Like, what the fuck happened? What went wrong? You know? So, but, you know, again, I don't get into that celebrity shit, but it's a lot of them that I kind of lost respect for. I'm sorry. You know, I just, no. Yep. All right. So I'm going to get to this hip hop break. And I do have a summary, but this whole, again, that's why every so often, if not every day, we got to take a moment and breathe and assess and reset and really take a really good global view of this fucking world and give a global perspective. That's why 1,000 times I'm always calling on that great protection from that great divine for ourselves and from ourselves, especially the from ourselves. So we what? Never ever become our own toxic enemy. Because again, folks, that could be me too, you know. So that's why we have to study, you know, awareness and talk to that divine, speak with it, not just in front of people. Again, the most important relationship is with that great divine and Mama Nature. When we're by ourselves, when no one else is looking, those internal battles, you know, that no one sees, those are the most important battles, as I always say, of all. And that psyche, baby. Yeah, so a lot of celebs are losing in that psyche, because once you lose there, you've already lost. You know, even if you try to cover up on the outside, the battle has been lost. If you're not doing anything to change demonic shit that you have done, you know, doing things that you wouldn't normally do if you wasn't blackmailed or compromised. That's sad. So again, salute to Tisha Campbell for getting away from that shit, and any other righteous celebrity that did the same thing. So because they took the time and they meditated and they processed where they had been and where they were going. And she said when she moved out of that big ass house, she said she felt so free when she got away from his devilish ass, her ex. It's like everything just fell off of her, because that's what it is. That's what I always say. The devil is a punk. The devil is a coward. The devil is about illusions, very, very powerful illusions, and can have you lost in illusions for years, you know? So she broke out of that. And once she, as she said out her own mouth, once she got on the outside of this celeb shit and the manipulation of her husband and others around her, once she got away from that shit and seen the outside of it, all she wanted was her mind and soul to be free. Like was it In Vogue say, free your mind and the rest will follow. I don't know if that was In Vogue. It might have been another group, so that might be incorrect, but we remember that song. And that's what she did. And once you do that, and that's why we meditate, that's why we must meditate and take a moment and breathe. That's a prime example. Again, there's many other people that have been through the same process, but I'm just, you know, speaking on Tisha Campbell, using her as an example, because that's what she said. And she was recording it live, and she was showing the house, and she's like, man, I'm so glad I'm out of that house. Cause think about it. Those who are demonic, whatever environment they're in, everything they touch is demonic. It's dark. It feels weird. You know, like people said when they used to, the old diddler, when people say they should step into the room with Diddy, and how the energy felt when they stepped into the room with him. See, people can feel things, even if we don't understand it, especially melanated brothers and sisters. We just had that in us. We can feel vibes. Even if we trying to deny it, we still can feel it. And she did that for years, and she couldn't do it no more. I mean, you can't go to your grave like that. I mean, come on. Again, we don't know what's on that other side. Because, again, when we're doing demonic and devilish shit, we're going to pay for it, whether it's in life or death. Because with this social media and this media age, even when our body laid to rest, people are still talking about us on the internet. So if we done toxic, demonic things, that's what would be left in our spirit on the planet. So ponder that. So again, if we're doing demonic things, hurting people and evil and manipulative, if you don't pay for it in life, you'll pay for it in death, because you're not going to get away from it. Real talk. And who wants to transition like that? A toxic ass evil person. So I don't. Again, not even when we're not holier than thou, but we're going to leave as warriors and generals. We're going to leave the most righteous impact we possibly can. And again, it's not about being on this big ass scale. And everyone knows, you know, knowing in our heart that we did everything that we were supposed to do and was disciplined as we possibly could while we was on this planet. I think Great Divine and Mama Nature would appreciate that, because who knows our heart more or better than those two forces? Nothing. So, and that's facts. So again, if you're demonic, if you don't pay for it in life, you'll pay for it in death. So you're not getting away from shit. So again, salute to Tisha Campbell for that. And she said she felt so free. And I think it was what she had in her bank account. Was it $21 or $7? But she didn't even give a damn. And she's still doing all right. She went through her little changes and challenges, but she's still good, And I'm sure she want to transition with a clean heart and a clean conscience. Real talk, Again, I don't know what the fuck happened to Will. What happened to Will Smith and many others like him? What the fuck happened, man? Is money that serious? Is attention? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why someone would compromise their body just for, I don't know. That's why I say some of these celebs, they have been blackmailed their whole career. That's what explains some of it they wanted to do, though. Because if you would let your body be compromised and do things that you wouldn't normally do, that had to already been in you. Come on now. So, but that's neither here nor there. But, I salute to my underground warriors, whether you got a platform or not, that have never been compromised and never gave about fame or none of that shit. I salute one for that, because it can be challenging. Influence is a mother hubble. Like I said, the devil is all about very powerful illusions. And that's what Tisha Campbell was in, a very powerful illusion. And as she said, and a lot of us say, once we on the outside of this punk ass manipulative matrix, we'll see that devil for what it is. And we'll also see that the devil's a punk and a fucking coward. Real talk. Because it can't work without a host. So don't be a hoe and don't be a host, brothers and sisters. Because the devil's a what? Fucking parasite. Punk ass parasite. All right. And that's why I say you a weak individual. If you give in to this punk ass devil, you weak, because the devil really has no power. The only power it possesses is the host it enters. Real talk. So it's only as strong as its host. If the host is weak, that's what makes the devil strong. But it's really a coward when you break it down. All right, so let's get to this hip hop break, and I'm gonna get back to a couple of summaries on I'm gonna break down why we must meditate, spell breakers. And again, take a moment and breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, like the song Nelly made when he first got started. Breathe in, breathe out. And I went to that club, by the way, because old Louisville, I went to that club that I think the first club Nelly and the St. Lunatics used to perform at before Nelly really blew up. And I went to that club. It was a nice little club. It was like a two-way club. They had one side, it was like for hip hop. And then the other side was like R&B. I thought that was kind of dope. That's when I was married. Her and I went, and a friend of hers. That was when I went to St. Louis. It was kind of fun, different. Yeah, that's why my ex-wife, I spoke about her. That's what I liked about her. We used to go everywhere. We was always traveling, visiting. Yeah, even came up and visited Milltown when I wasn't living in Milltown. I say Milltown, I meant to say Milltown. In Milltown, yeah. So let's get to this hip hop break, and I'm gonna get back to these summary breakdowns on why we must meditate daily. And again, it's more than just sitting with our eyes closed, Indian style, but that's good too. We can be anywhere and meditate, especially when we're in a pivotal position where it's important. I say 1,000 times, when we're coming into something pivotal, whether it's positive or maybe we feel like it's negative, something that's going to alter our life. Those are the moments when we meditate. And it's just another way of saying getting into deep thought, sorting through solutions, and coming up with the best one possible. So that's the reason why we must meditate. So we can pivot and step back from things that could harm us, So that's, again, I'm using that example of Tisha Campbell, because that's what she did. I think that's a prime example, and I salute her for that, because I know it wasn't easy. Yep. All right, so let's get to this hip hop break. And that's Good Vibes playing in the intro. I did a song on that called Soldier, and that's right on here. It's called Be a Soldier. Yep, and see, so the first song is Brought Me Through. That's what was the name of that song, and it was honoring my family and my children. And the sound quality might be a little different because it was a little raw when I did it. And it's called Brought Me Through. And this was a year ago I uploaded it. But I think the song was like 2 or 3 years old. So how I thought then is totally different than how I think now. So, yep, it's beautiful when we can change for the greater. Not just the better, the greater. And be righteous conquerors out here. So be back after this, Spell Breakers. Salute. Thank that great divine that it brought me through. And many of us as well as family. Salute. Be back after this.
Yeah. Bring it. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him. Better than you. But what you brought me through. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Praise him. Better than you. For everything that you do. And what you brought me through. Better than you. Better than you, everything that you do, and what you want me through, and what I wanna thank you for everything you do, and what you brought me through, and what I thank you. Yeah, I'm still here standing, even though this life's sometimes demanding, but I'm a real man, and now I'm understanding. I'm living in this world, this is God landing, a real stuff, and I give him the truth, and he's the reason why I'm able to do what I do. I want to make it, and yeah, don't do. And I get up on this mic, never be confused. Get it out my soul, and listen to me, let it go. And yeah, never stop in this life as long as I can flow, as long as I can breathe. And you gon' see, and I stay up on these beats. It's E to the D-O-double-G, and I keep on saying my name here over and over again. And so you can hear it, yeah, when I'm gone, my friend. But this is what I do right now. And like I told you before, I'm thankful that I'm on ground. Thank you. For everything that you do, God, I gotta thank you. For everything that you do, and what you got to do. I said I wanna thank you. For everything that you do, and what you wanna do, and everything you do. I say I gotta thank you. Yeah, I could have been dead, yeah, and gone to heaven, yeah, I'm 47, I'm living today, I'm so happy, and I say, I can't hope up in the future, I'll be okay. I keep on going on, and I ain't gonna be sad. And I'm trying to do good up in this life and not bad. It gets so hard, man, to be a man. But I stay up in this life and stick with God playing. Woo, I keep on pushing through, but it's hard. But I know in the future, man, I'm gonna make it far. Cause I keep the God here all in my bones. It's in my blood, it's what make me strong. I'm praying for my kids, my family too, and all my friends and everybody do. I'm doing music here to get out like this. I stay strong in this life and never ever quit. Oh, I say I gotta thank you for everything that you do and what you brought me through. I say I gotta thank you for everything that you do and what you brought me through. I say I gotta thank you for everything you do.
Brothers and sisters, forgive me for that sound quality. And I was 47 when I made that. I'm 56. So wow, that was a while ago, you know. And that again, forgive me for the quality of it because it was kind of raw. And when it's called brought me through. You know, that's what God, that was a song to the real God now, you know, the one that gets in our soul and make us do the right thing, you know. So, and we keep forging forward, because that's the next song. All right. Forging forward. All right. And be back after this. I got to get to it, of course. Wow. I was 47 when I made that song. Holy crap. Boy, life can be joyful when we're doing what we're supposed to do, you know. All right. Be back after this. Forge forward so we can get back into these summaries of the importance and why we must meditate. All right, be back after this. Forge forward, my generals. Salute, brother, sister, family in the world, online. Y'all know how I do it. Global perspective. Be back after this.
Yeah, EBX, brothers and sisters, family. You know what we gotta do, yeah. Me and you, I'ma keep on forging forward, yeah. And you better know it. In this life, man, and it will show it. Brothers and sisters, keep on forging forward, forward, forward. And I keep on laying this ground, and I'm always around. And I keep on doing this, making this positive sound. I'm looking straight up here until that sky. Because we transition and we don't die. And we can be on fire and we watch and we learn from those that we admire. And keep on lifting up, it never is tough. And to keep on doing things up in this life and he will never get stuck and forging forward. Yeah, and marching on. Brothers and sisters, keep on forging forward, forward, forward. And man, you better know it. Brothers and sisters, keep on forging forward. You know we gotta take the time to fight that inner beast, so we don't be blind up in the streets and making sure that we see, but stay up in our mind so we can always will be free and to keep that family spirit inside of thee. Cause I will always teach, man, love to do this. Man, I wanna live my people, don't care about his. I'm dropping jewels, this is what we gotta do. I don't care about no debate or no damn duel. Yeah, the truth is what coming out my brother's mouth. Yeah, I'm trying to lift spirits and protect our house and get the psyche center of it all and keep them forging, yeah, and man stand tall. Woo! Yeah, gotta keep on forging forward, forward, forward. And man, you better know it, show it. Gotta keep on forging forward. Brothers and sisters, keep on forging forward. Don't you ever stop. And I lift your soul straight through this hip hop. Got that great divine. I got it in me. You got it in you. Man, we never ever lose. Gotta keep on forging forward. Gotta keep on forging forward. And man, you better know it. Show it. Know it. Gotta keep on forging forward. Brothers and sisters, and you better know it, show it. Gotta keep on forging forward. Brothers and sisters, man, you better know it, show it. Gotta keep on forging forward. Yeah, brothers, you better know it.
Real talk. Keep on forging forward, brothers and sisters, you know. And that's another thing Tisha Campbell said. She said she learned, she just moving forward, you know. I'm telling you, boys, she's a strong sister. I mean, man, that's crazy, man. I'm glad she's doing all right, you know. And I don't know if she have any kids. I haven't looked into it, but if she do, may they be okay, and the rest of her family, and she move on with her life. And I'm just glad she was able to see the light, so to speak, because man, I'm telling you, people have no idea what's coming that's living in that demonic world. They have no idea what they fucking with. They fucking with something they have no idea about. They really don't. They think they do, though. People think they got a grasp on life out here doing demonic shit, you know? Think they getting away with something, but they're really not. You're really not. You're only fooling yourself at the end of the day. That's why I say, do as right as we possibly can, and the rest is history. So, all right, let's get into this summary breakdown. Again, that's the Good Vibe intro in the background. And I did a song called Be a Soldier. So that's what that intro is from. So let's get into it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Meditation offers significant science-backed mental and physical health benefits, including reduced stress, lower blood pressure, decreased anxiety, and improved sleep, which we need. Regular practice, 20 to 30 minutes daily. That's why I say it's our daily practice. Me and Lord Lamont speak on that all the time. Enhances emotional regulation. That's why Tisha Campbell was able to deal with most of that shit. I'm sure she was quiet for a long time. So she gave herself a lot of time to process what she was seeing and feeling. And I salute her for that, because she was meditating, didn't even know she was meditating. That's what meditation is all about. Get into one's soul, as I heard a great brother say, and reason with oneself before we make any wrong impulses. That's the core of meditation. Toxic impulses, wrong choices. All right. Enhances emotional regulation, boosts self-awareness, which is very important. Increases focus and can foster greater compassion. It works by physically alerting brain regions associated with memory and stress. That's why I say reading, researching, exploring different things in our lives that are positive keeps the mind sharp, keeps us aware, you know. And what's crazy is some of these toxic individuals that may be celebs or politicians or anybody in general, a lot of them are smart and aware, but they choose to live that dark world. I don't fucking get it. All right. So like I say, man give us free will. God give us consequences. Ponder that. The real God. While we try to throw that free will shit around. Speaking of will, wow. Okay. Mental well-being and stress management. Still talking about how we must meditate and the importance of it. And what we doing right now, we taking a moment and we're breathing. All right. Because this is also a form of meditation, because we're getting in deep thought. We're thinking. And remember, we're riding along with each other. We're students, leaders, and teachers. Reduce stress, decreases cortisol levels. That's what Lord Lamont was speaking on. Levels and lowers heart rate, mitigating the physical effects of stress, because stress is a killer. People don't know how dangerous stress is. Again, demonic things is loaded with stress. Okay, anxiety and depression control. Okay, still talking about meditation. Helps manage symptoms of anxiety, disorders, panic attacks, and depression. I've known many people. I used to get panic attacks too. I just didn't realize it at the time. Like, I give an example. Before I married my ex-wife, and I used to go visit her, and she said her parents would come to the house or something, and I would get anxiety off the chain. I would just get so. That's when I used to be kind of really shy, and man, I used to get anxiety off the chain. But it takes time to balance that and see why we get to the core of it. Don't just let shit ride that's wrong with us, whether it's in our body, our life in general, because small things can fester, especially if we know it's not right in our heart. Now, we got little small challenges, deal with it, as well as I do, and many of us. Like I say, our greatest warriors are standing firm because they fought really hard battles. Okay, that's why we shouldn't compare and compete with one another. Because I said before, as I say all the time, we never know what one may have been through or going through. I'm talking about a righteous teacher, you know, that may be a little aggressive sometimes. We got to see where the aggression is coming from. If it's a righteous aggression, because you got to be a little aggressive against that punk ass devil. All right. Anxiety and depression control. Let's see. Meditating helps manage symptoms of anxiety, disorders, panic attacks, and depression. You know, we can have disorders we may not be aware of. That's real. All right. Emotional regulation. Still talking about meditation. Improves mood and increases self-awareness, flowing for better management of emotions. Now let's stop on emotions. Now, I have up and down emotions. I'll be positive, but I'm a realist too, because I can say I don't really be moody at work, but I budget, as we'll hear our philosophers say. It's, you know, as we say, we budget our energy. So especially in these workplaces, that's where I really budget it. And I don't feel bad. You know, we got to be unapologetic about being ourselves, you know, because as I heard a great brother say, people will judge you by the state of their mind. That's not mine. That's another brother I learned that from. And it's true. People judge you by the state of their mind. That's not mine. That's someone else's. But when you see this, it's like, wow, he was right. And people do that because, as Lord Lamont and I say, a lot of people be in their head and they just going off the normal things. They're not diving deep and paying attention to their emotions and stuff like that. And some are toxic. So, and you have to do a lot of regulating when one is in touch with their soul and their spirit, and they can see things. It's a lot of regulating going on when we out in this world. We get good at it, you know. Sometimes we might hurt people, but not trying to, you know, because we got to protect our wholeness and our peace at all costs. I don't give a fuck, especially if we, man, work so hard to get to it and maintain it. You know, we can't let nobody break it. Real talk. And that's a must. So that's another important and core reason why we must meditate. Okay, because I have different moods. Again, I can be funny, you know, and talkative sometimes. Then I get in that mode where I'm in my zone, where I don't want to talk, where I want to focus. It don't mean I'm mad or mean. You know, I'm focused. That's how I am at work sometimes. Because again, I'm a chef. So when I'm cooking a lot of orders, it's time to dig in and get them orders done and get them the fuck out. You know, people be trying to conversate and talk to you when you're cooking. I don't know what that shit is. People, when I'm trying to cook, people want to talk. No, I'm trying to get this done and focus. And people be so in their damn head. Damn, he mean. No, I'm focused, you know. So again, everybody, if you're a healthy human being, you know, if you don't have no understanding or understanding about a person's situation, especially if they're righteous, you know, just leave them alone, you know. So if a person quiet, if they ain't hurt no one or hurt no one else, leave them alone, you know. So that's what I deal with sometimes on the job. But we become unapologetic about being ourselves. You know, that's what it's about at the end of the day. Being who we are as a moral, upright human being, male or female, brother or sister, because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about righteous generals. You know, we're not perfect either. You know, we have our emotions go, you know, people who are righteous and have that light, we have emotions just like anyone else or anybody else. We learn how to control them. And again, we become unapologetic when we know who we are. We know our different quirks and moods and emotions, you know, and that's a beautiful space to be. Again, and it's not about hurting no one else or being better or being cold. No, it's being brutally honest with oneself, as Lord Lamont says. Salute. By any means. Again, as long as we're not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else. All right, moving on. Reduced reactivity, what I was just studying on. Studies show significant decreases in irritability and aggression. We don't let things irritate us. So that's why certain energies we don't even let enter our realm. So that was some important points or some important summaries on why we must meditate. All right, I got 4 spellbreaker statements, and I'm going to salute your divine war zone to your divine life. And we're going to outro with what we introed in with. It's all about the mental health at the end of the day. You know, we got that psyche strong and firm. No devil in hell can fuck with us. All right, let's run through these 4 spellbreaker statements. And again, I'm going to salute your divine warrior zone to your general righteous life. Spellbreaker statement number 1: create an unbreakable environment of wholeness. It's a must, you know, where nothing can penetrate it. Again, as long as we're not hurting ourselves or hurting no one else, and we're growing and evolving. All right, create an unbreakable environment of wholeness and or peace. It's a must, because that's our foundation of our meditation. Spellbreaker statement number 2: strength depends on the center, depends on our thoughts in the center of our heart. Let me see, go back. The strength depends on the center of our thoughts, heart, and soul, like the sun, because the sun is the center of everything. It makes everything grow and evolve. I always like to use the example or analogy. If the sun went out, the planet would die and everything on it. So think of our spirit like that, our soul. Let's go back to Tisha Campbell. What if she gave in to all that demonic shit? We would be looking at her in a whole different light. But she controlled her realm. You know, she didn't get lost by it. She took time, she observed, she studied, and then she came to a point like, I can't do this shit no more. I can't do it. I cannot let my body lay to rest, go on with this shit hanging over my head. And I don't blame her. Real talk. So again, salute to her and many like her that fight against this punk ass devil. I salute her. You know, people try to look at her wrong. No, we had to look through her eyes, what she was seeing. And again, she probably didn't even reveal half the shit she saw. That probably was just a tip of the iceberg. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck be going on with some of these damn celebs. I really don't. and people be following these people and idolizing them and shit. I don't idolize no fucking body. Never idolize anyone. I don't give a damn who they are, because you're saying they're your God. There's only one true God in Mama Nature, the real God. All right, the one that guides us, the one that has done things and showed us things in life we still can't explain. That's the real God, not the one that's pleasurized and used when it's convenient. That's not the real God. The real God is one that's in the spirit, that relationship we have that make us better and whole. All right. Again, Spellbreaker statement number 2. Strength depends on the center, thoughts, heart, and soul. We got to stay centered at all costs. And how do we do that? By meditating, folks. We must meditate at all costs. And it's a practice daily, as it said in that summary. Spellbreaker statement number 3. Like Lord Lamont said, we have to be brutally honest with ourselves, as I just said. Brutally honest. I don't give a fuck, even when it's not easy. Because I hear hard truths all the time. I'm not afraid. I'd be like, I'll see something. Because that I would say we have 2 voices. We have the one voice like, man, fuck that shit. You don't need that shit. Then we had that voice like, nah, you better listen to this, E. You better take heed to this, That instinct, I always say the first instinct is usually the correct. So we got to hear them hard truths too. Everything can't be easy and feel good all the time. Of course, we enjoy ourselves and enjoy life, because that's good. That's good for our immune system. But we got to be ready for them hard truths too. And again, that's for me too, folks. So again, like Lord Lamont said, man, we have to be brutally honest with ourselves. There's no other way, even when it's not easy. Real talk. All right. Last but not least, Spellbreaker statement number 4. That was 3. I just said what Lord Lamont said, brutally honest with ourselves. Okay. Last but not least, Spellbreaker statement number 4. Be a thinker and not an open wound. We have a third eye. Use it. Step into that spiritual realm. It just make us that much more power and see more and take moments to be silent and observe things. Again, I hate to keep bringing it. Well, I don't hate it, but I mean, she's just a prime example. She literally was silent for a long time, and it's a good thing she did that. And what she did was she went silent when she separated, because she said she kept it out of the public's eye when she was separated from her ex-husband. And she went in silence for a long, long time. And it was a good thing she did that, because the real God now, the great divine, was able to get in there and coach her along and guide her to make the right decisions, and her decision wasn't led by money, not by not being seen or blackballed. She put it all on the line. She said, fuck this. My moral and my soul is more important. So she took time, she processed it. And again, she was meditating and didn't even realize she was meditating, because that's really what meditation is all about. Processing things and not jumping off impulses. So we'll love ourselves in the present and have a beautiful future. So that's what meditating and processing things in our soul is all about, and in our heart. Keep our heart strong and disciplined, because meditating, again, is good for our heart, our blood flow, and a lot of things tie into meditating. Just about everything in our life, it goes back to how we think in that core. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX discussion. And again, we're gonna outro with the song we introed in, and it's all about the mental health at the end of the day, folks. When it's all said and done, how are we mentally, before we even get to the spiritual? I always say we got to conquer that human flesh, that firewall of human flesh, and I'm telling you, no devil in hell can fuck with us once we conquer that psyche, and we practice and we stay on it and we meditate. You tell me what could stop us. So every so often, brothers and sisters and family, take a moment, man, and breathe. Brothers, sister, family in the world, online, generals, younger or older. And man, I'm telling you, to conquer things in this life and deflect that punk ass devil, we got to go deep within our core. And it's not a matter of if, we must meditate on the daily so we can fight these fires out here. Real talk. Salute.
Yeah, to my generals, salute. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, you gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. EBX, salute. I'm here to give insight and never go out this life without a fight. Don't give a damn, a man, what it look like. I keep on going, a must, I do right. So equipped the benefits of this life. No longer a misfit, it feels nice. A good vibe, on this song. One's calling down protection from the great divine zone. Gotta wanna help yourself. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 hey. Gotta wanna help yourself. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, it's all about the mental health. Hey, 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 hey. I'm on the right lane, I must remain. And those that's righteous, thinking God, we not insane. A royal in the heart, don't need no fame. No time to waste, especially our brains. Stop fighting one another, or nothing will change. Saving your life, that is one aim. A mind, body, soul, it ain't no fucking game. We got no time for kill, or no shame. Hey, and never be no fucking lame. Sun gon' shine, not always gon' rain. I stay away from stress and always remain. I watch for the element, mistakes is irrelevant. We gotta stay smart in this life and intelligent. Yeah. Gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. It's all about the mental health. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, gotta wanna help yourself. Hey, 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 hey. Always do a self-awareness check on ourselves and keep tabs on our family. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. That righteous, divine, mental health. Gotta wanna help yourself.